I used to teach sex ed in the classroom for almost a decade, and I never had a problem with the students. They were always interested and eager to learn and genuinely happy to have somebody explain a lot of the topics that they were already curious about. Now, some of the parents, on the other hand, weren't so welcoming. I'm Kathleen and I make videos for parents on how to have the modern day sex talks. On one side, you had parents who felt that the sex ed that was being taught was too early, the topics were too advanced, and considered it to be not age appropriate. On the other side, you had parents who would say to me, "Better you than me," referring to me teaching their kids sex ed and not them. A recent survey of 2,000 parents with children between the ages of 5 to 18 gave some interesting insight into how parents are viewing having the sex talks. First, the good news. 58% of parents said that they've already spoken to their kids about sex, and 21% said that they plan to have the sex talks in the future. That's fantastic! Sex education in the home is really great and something I truly believe in, or else I wouldn't have started this channel. Now, the not so great news. 21% of parents said that they have no plans to talk to their kid and have the sex talks. Nothing. They're just going to go through the next 18 years and give their kids zero guidance around anything related to sex, sexuality, and sexual health. The study didn't go over the why parents are choosing not to have the sex talks, but I've got 4 guesses. It may be that thinking, something along the lines of, I didn't get the talk when I was growing up and I turned out just fine. This idea that what our parents did or didn't do was good enough for us and therefore it will be good enough for our kid too, isn't the best parenting approach for everything. With every new generation, there are new parenting challenges, and what may have worked in the past just won't cut it now. Think about it like this: access to sexually explicit content. What kind of access did you have growing up? Was it a VHS tape or access to late night premium channels? Was it magazines or dial-up internet? So now think about what kind of access kids have right now. All they need is a device and a Wi-Fi connection. Now think about the future. We've got virtual reality, the metaverse, and Web3. The sex talks of the future are going to look very different for sure. As adults, we all know what sex is, how babies are made, what is sexual orientation, and our values around all those topics. But our young kids don't know the answers to all those things. Learning how to explain what many consider to be adult topics to kids in an age-appropriate way will take some prep time. You don't need to know everything the moment you bring home baby, but here's a key phrase to memorize for when your kid asks you a sex question. That's a great question. I'm really happy you came to me with that question. I don't know the answer to it right now in this moment, but I'll look it up and I'll get back to you. That gives you time to prepare, figuring out how you want to answer the question. And if you're unsure, you can always reach out to me. I do private one-on-one parent consults through my website. In the survey, 26% of parents said that they would feel awkward to have conversations with their kids about sex topics, and that's totally valid. It's hard for many people to simply talk to their own doctor about sexual health issues in order to receive sexual health care. And for parents who aren't prepared and haven't taken the time to do some research on how to have the sex talks in the home, it's probably going to feel a little awkward. Over time, the more you hear about the positive outcomes that the sex talks can have on your kids and their sexual decision making, you will be willing, hopefully, to just embrace the awkwardness and go for it. If you're new to my channel, just follow along. You don't have to watch every single one of my videos, but if one pops up with a topic that is somewhat interesting to you, give it a watch. It's my hope that by getting small doses of information over an extended period of time, you'll start to feel more comfortable and less awkward when it comes to having the talks. It's a myth that teens don't want to talk to their parents about sex and sexuality. According to a national survey of youth aged 12 to 15, 52% said that parents are their greatest influence when it comes to their sexual decision making and values. Parents ranked way higher than teachers and educators, religious leaders, the media, and their friends. So if you fell into that 21% of parents who said that they had no plans to have the sex talks with their kids, hopefully these statistics will make you reconsider. Don't be afraid to initiate the conversation and go to your kid and start the sex talks. It'll be the first of many, many, many small talks. I'm Kathleen and I'll be back with another video, but in the meantime, follow me on social media.